Good afternoon, everyone. I know you are very busy, but I think this is an opportunity you do not want to miss. So let me begin. What is the next edge in manufacturing? Is it when you produce goods? How you produce goods? Well, by the end of the speech, you will see that it's neither of the former. No, it is where you produce goods. That where is Mexico, and today I'm going to go through the reasons on why this is the next best place to manufacture your goods. Numbers don't lie, and at McKinley & Company, we believe that empirical facts are the zenith that we build our arguments from. All of our statistics were verified by looking at multiple sources and comparing them. See, the changing tides of macroeconomics has made that the old manufacturing hubs are becoming less of an advantage in the global market. This is due to a plethora of factors, but one of the most important ones is wages. As you probably know, labor is the biggest contributor to your overhead. You have probably been feeling in your day-to-day operations the strain of labor and its increasing price. Doesn't it feel like you are making less every year when accounting for expansion? Wouldn't it be great to reduce your labor costs by 3 times? Well, this isn't a fantasy land. This is the new economic reality. This is because according to tradingeconomics.com, the Mexican wage is $710 monthly. This is in comparison with the Chinese wages that, according to MSadvisory.com, is about $3,050, which is about 3 times the Mexican wages, as you can probably do the math. The difference alone makes Mexico very competitive in relation with China. Well, now that you know that Mexico is competitive on a cost labor basis, let's look at another factor, that being tariffs. Did you know that there is an ongoing war between 2 major powers on right now? Volleys are being fired every day that are meant to cripple one another. Now, these shells are not made of metal, but they may increase the price of some metals. These bullets are tariffs. America and China are currently in a trade war of the utmost carnage. Starting in 2024, according to scmp.com, the new tariffs put on China will be 25% for face masks and many critical minerals, 50% for syringes and semiconductors, and if you produce electric vehicles, the new tariff is going to be, in 2024, 100%. As well, with Trump being the president-elect, this is probably just the beginning of the trade war to come. Do you really want to have those tariffs eat into your bottom line? Because I have talked to your competitors and they sure do not. Well, if tariffs can be put on any country, why is this a win for Mexico? You may be asking. There are many reasons, but a large one is with the trade deals that Mexico already has with the United States. This agreement is called the USMCA, which stands for the 3 countries involved, and it encompasses Mexico, Canada, and the United States. It is a free trade agreement that replaced NAFTA, more commonly known as the North American Free Trade Agreement. This is good for many reasons, but to quote Nathan Reif from Investopedia.com, free trade allows countries to reduce or eliminate the barriers and tariffs associated with the import-export of goods and services. This means that when you export goods, you will not be penalized or have to pay money to the country you are shipping them to. Now, the USMCA is relatively new, so let's look back at the effects of NAFTA on the trade between countries, since that's probably a better metric to look at on the long term. According to Marco Gillian at Wharton, trade between NAFTA countries increased from $290 billion in 1993 to $1.1 trillion in 2016. And Science Direct says that the number from that time period is about a 400% increase. If this was the growth that we've seen in the last 20 years, I can guarantee you that it will be painful if you're left out in the future 20 years. What we are going to see in this great economic transition of Mexico. Now, there's one more benefit that I will be discussing, and this is one that is impossible to change. The previous points were mostly man-made effects, that being wages, tariffs, and trade agreements, but no matter how much you try to change it, you can't. Geography. Next time you pull out your trusty map or globe, check where China and Mexico are in relation to the United States. You do not have to look far to find Mexico, that being just south of the American border. Though China is a little bit farther, an entire ocean farther to be exact. This matters because according to the worldbank.org, the United States accounted for 34% of all household spending in the world in 2022. Americans on average spend more than any other group. So a manufacturer who wants to sell their goods and sell them fast should set up as close as they can to the USA. This also reduces the cost of transferring goods to the USA. If companies transport their goods via water transit, then there is a much shorter journey than the goods that take the maritime path from China, India, and most other countries. This all reduces the price it takes to transport goods, and it will be most likely the primary consumer base that you'll be producing those goods for. And this will most likely increase your quarterly and annual revenues. I know we have discussed a lot, and it may be a lot to take in, so let me summarize what we have just gone through. In conclusion, China and other manufacturing hubs are the past. The macroeconomics that once made the golden child of manufacturing are gone and have moved to Mexico. As we discussed, the lower wages in Mexico, the tariffs against China, the trade agreements between the United States and Mexico, and the reason why being next to the United States is so important have changed. As we have stated multiple times, China is in the past, and if you want to continue manufacturing in China, be ready to have your company be just that, a relic from the past. These economic factors can be seen by anyone, and they are not hard to see. Your competitors are actively trying to abandon ship and move to greener shores. How about you let McKinley & Company give you a lifeboat? Thank you.